All right, good afternoon. How's everybody doing out there? Hope all is good. It's a Wednesday afternoon, a special catching up with Tommy Mac, brought to you by Team Tommy Mac from outside a house in Neptune Beach. Just got back from an awesome getaway with my beautiful bride. We celebrated 25 years. We were in South Florida, a place called the Beachcomber Resort, and right on the beach. And it was absolutely fantastic. What a great getaway, great food, just north of Fort Lauderdale. The name's escaping me right now, but cheers to you. Hope you've had a great few days. We did. Great food, great beach, great water. The weather was beautiful. Hung out with my lady. It was just awesome. Absolutely incredible. But I wanted to come on here. I missed yesterday, of course, because yesterday was our day. And I wanted to come on and say hello and hope all is good, but touch on a few things with the draft and the Jags. And, of course, I'll be back at it on Friday. Tomorrow we'll do the horse's mouth back at the studio, right back to work. And looking forward to catching up with Coach Dave Campo and talking Jags, man. We're 1 week away from the draft tomorrow. So how exciting is that? I think it's going to be very exciting. And I think the first round is going to be really kind of hectic, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm not going to say I'm going to be shocked, but I'm not going to be surprised if the Jags don't pick at 5. You know what I mean? I think there's going to be suitors. I think even the Raiders may jump. They may panic. You never know. If somebody really wants Ashton Gianti and they want him, then they may jump up for that. What's up, Mask? How you doing, brother? But should be an exciting draft with a lot of needs. Mason Graham. Look, the hardest thing to figure out with college to pros, does their game, and I don't mean just physically, every part of their game, and how they are as a person, does it transcend into the National Football League? Does it fit? Sometimes in college you're just faster, you're quicker, you're stronger, you're just a little bit better of an athlete. And no matter who you're going against, no disrespect to Ohio State and the Big Ten and all those big linemen. I know they're big, that's great, but they're not the NFL. They're not. And that's where you just don't know. When I look at him, now his video, I kind of made fun of it. He looked like the kid from The Sandlot. He does look like him. And then just the way he was, hey, Coach Lempa, my man, how are you? BC for life. Great to see everybody. But his video, doing the moves and all that, I'm sitting there going, man, some big old lineman's just going to go, whapa, and smash him in the chest because he stands up a little bit, and he's only 300 pounds, so I don't know. And, everyone's watching, well, look at Aaron Donald. And I'm like, okay, well, Aaron Donald was ridiculously strong. And I mean, like, throwing up 500 pounds on the bench, squatting 750. He was really quick. He was violent. I mean, he was just everything. Now, if Mason Graham's like Braden Fisk, who came out of Florida State last year and had a great year for the Rams, and I thought he was going to be a good player just because, he was big enough and he was just tenacious. If he's like that, yeah, but at number 5, I don't think I'd do it. I look at not the same position, but Armand Membo, that guy's got tremendous upside, tremendous upside. Now, the Campbell kid, if he's there at 4 and you want him instead of Membu, I think Membu's got more upside, more ceiling. I mean, look, you're talking about a guy that's 6'4.5", 332 pounds. His athletic ability is through the roof, this kid. And he's really tenacious and he's really good. Now, again, how do I know his, how do you know? Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. And maybe this, I don't know, maybe. Okay. So Yasir Abdullah, nice guy, works hard. He's a linebacker for the Jags. He came out of Louisville. The big thing on him was he was a pass rusher. Led the ACC in pressures his last year. Led it, 57 from what I remember. I don't know, sometimes I get these Rain Man numbers. They just happen. But something like that. He led the ACC. But you watch him against the pro. He doesn't do much. He hardly does anything. Can't get around him. Can't get through him. He's not a blazing speed type of guy. Can he get better? Maybe with some technique, but you just don't know if that game is going to, just go right to the next level and be able to adapt and be able to improvise. It's okay, Mac. I got my two shepherds out here. They missed mom and dad. We were gone for a few days. So that's why my hesitancy on Mason Graham. When I look at him and his shoulders aren't very big, aren't very wide, is he going to get engulfed? The big guard is a combination. And by the way, he does stand up. He does. I've been watching him a little. Even when he ran in his pro day, running sprints, he throws his chest up right away. Well, you ask Leon Searcy, my former teammate, what he does to defensive linemen that show their chest. He breaks their heart is what he does. But, look, I'm not going to be against the pick. I'm not going to be against any pick because I'm going to give these guys the benefit of the doubt, Gladstone and Liam and my man Tony Baselli, and it's not just the first pick, it's the whole course. For me, it's the first four. Like, you got to hit on those guys big time. So Graham, to me, okay, maybe he's good in this. It's supposed to be a really good class. In his defense, he pops up as can't miss. But so was Steve Entman. So were other guys. He just, from Lepers, Mike Ruth, unblockable in college. Well, he was good in the pros, but he wasn't like he was in college. It's a totally different animal. Can his game, can it make it in the NFL? We'll see. I just think it's really risky for me. If I'm the Jags, I don't know. I'd rather make sure that left tackle is a total stud, and let's protect our biggest asset. Oh, and by the way, comments on Trevor. Some of you guys, you get your panties in a wad the minute I say anything remotely negative. You don't hear the good stuff I say about the kid, and I say it a ton. I didn't say he doesn't work hard. What I said was, is he working hard enough? And I don't think, and to come out and say he's had weaknesses in his footwork in going into year 5 and it's not fixed tells me something's amiss. So piece that together. Don't get so emotional about it. I want the kid to win. I want him to be great. I want him to lead us to championships, and I know he's a good kid. But he's got a lot of work to do. And I see him talking about his footwork and not really understanding what, it feels like he doesn't understand. You're like, what are you talking about? You've been playing for how long? And you don't know your footwork goes with your routes and your progression and everything, flipping your hips. Who doesn't flip their hips when they throw the football? Anyway, regardless, we got to see what he does. Hopefully Liam and company can keep them together. Ashton Genty at number 5 for the Jags. And I know you Bear fans, you want some running back help up there. I'd want a left tackle for you up there. I would. I'd want Campbell. Listen, I think that Josh Simmons kid at Ohio State, I don't know if I'd take him 10, man, but they say if he didn't hurt that ACL, he'd be one of the top guys, and he looks the part, man. He looks like he's a beast. I'm sipping on wine. We were going to take the night off. I'm at the store, and I'm like, hey, what do you want to drink some wine? Sure, let the good times roll, right? Just a little bit tonight. I actually got to go take pictures at 8 o'clock. I'm playing Gaston again in the Beauty and the Beast recital. My youngest is in it, and we got pictures tonight, so I got to somewhat behave myself. But Ashton Genty at 5, listen again. I think if the way the draft falls, and he's there, and especially if Graham's, I don't even know if they like Graham. I don't know. Whatever. But if Ashton Genty's there out of Boise State, I'm a little concerned because of the competition that he went against. But look, if he's a LaDainian Tomlinson, they're comparing him to, if he ends up being a Freddie Taylor, he better be a home run hitter. He better be a home run hitter if you're going to take him number 5. Like, taking it to the house on any given moment, in my opinion. If that's your playmaker, I like workhorses, but I don't know. They get worn out after a while, although he's had a lot of carries in college. So did LaDainian Tomlinson, for the record. So, but I'm not going to bag on that one if the Jags stick at 5 and end up taking Ashton Genty. Look, I don't know. I think we can make it work with ETN and Tank Bigsby. I do. I think we can make that thing work. It's all about the old line and the timing and everything else. So I wouldn't rush for Genty. You know how I feel. I want to build the old line. I don't think we're good enough at left tackle. I don't think we're good enough we don't know where we're good enough the rest of the way, you know? I mean, and everyone's like, oh, Anton. Well, Anton didn't have a good year last year. And I hope he has a really good year. I hope they all have a really good year. But, and I do think the attitude is going to be different. I do. I think there's going to be a lot of accountability. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had the pleasure of interviewing Larry Brown with Coach Dave Campo down at the Buzz TV studios and Campo's Corner. And Larry Brown from the Cowboys, the defensive back from the Cowboys, who was drafted in the 12th round and ended up starting his rookie year like 6 games into it. And we were talking about the Super Bowls and talking about all these players, you know, like Aikman and Irvin and Harper and the line and the studs on defense and just everybody, Emmett, you know, all these super duper stars, Bill Bates, big time players, you know, that everyone knew around the country and pretty much around the world. And I said, how did you guys, because you had a lot of swag, you could tell you had a lot of fun, but how did you keep it together? How'd you win? How'd you win when you get all that notoriety, all that fame, all that shit thrown at you? How do you know, how does it work for you, right? You know, how do you handle that? I don't, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. So, but I think that this is a new attitude, man. I do, and I think that's been the problem. So, I'm looking forward to watching that, no question. You know, I saw where my cohort, so to speak, Mia, who does a great job, and I think it was Gus. No, maybe it was Hayes. They were talking about Parker Washington not being fit for Liam Cohen's. I don't agree with that. I think he's quick enough. He's fast enough. He changes direction on a dime. I think you can win with Parker Washington. I think his jump from year 1 to year 2 was absolutely incredible. I think he's going to do it again. I think they're going to utilize him. I don't think they have to rush wide receiver. And again, let's go with track record, I guess. You look at it, and you see where James Gladstone comes from, the Rams. Well, I mean, all you got to look is at Puka Nacua, right? Look at that guy, 5th round. Come on, you don't. I'm expecting James Gladstone and company to find some gems. That's the job, right? It's not just the first pick or the first 4. It's finding, you know, getting those gems in there that nobody else thought you were going to grab. You get them in the 5th round, 6th round, whatever, and they end up being really, really good players, maybe 4th round. I'm not saying they don't address in the first 4 picks. I just don't think it's a necessity right off the bat. I know that Liam didn't mention Gabe Davis, but until they deal him, he's here. Can he come back healthy? Of course, you've got Dyami Brown from Washington. You know, look, he showed that he can be explosive. You are going to add to the room, but I don't know if it's that big where you got to, you know, grab them in the second round. Look, if they're there, the value's there, and that you got them rated high, of course, that's the beautiful thing about the Jack. And I think the Bears are in the same boat. Again, a lot of Bear fans, like, you got so many holes to fill that you can be flexible in how you build them. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a powerful thing. So I'm expecting our team, anyway, down here in Jacksonville to do just that. I saw where Jalen Ramsey is going to be traded. The Miami Dolphins and him have agreed on a trade. Still one of the better corners in the game. There's no doubt. Every corner needs a rush. I truly believe that. I know a lot of people, well, could he come back here? Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, Steve. Love you back. You know, could he be a fit coming back? Look, as long as they can handle his whole, you know, attitude and he buys in, I'm going to leave it up to them. Hell yeah, I want him back. Hell yeah, man. I want that swag. I want that veteran, that veteran type play. We got to have the rush to go with it, of course, and I think we will. I think we're going to have a pretty good rush up front. But if you know, if it ever turned out that Jalen Ramsey was going to be a Jag, I'd be all for it. Nothing wrong with that. Again, totally new staff, new everything. Just you got to rely on the culture that they're going to build, and you know, think that it's going to be good. You know, at the end of the day, that's what these new coaches have to do. They got to build that culture. You got to get guys to buy in right away, man. Got to get them to buy in right away. All right, short but sweet tonight. I really appreciate everybody's love and support, and thank you so much for the congratulations of the 25th anniversary of my beautiful bride and I's wedding. I know some of you were at the wedding. It's funny, people still come up to us today and are like, man, we were at your wedding. We're like, really? We're like, yeah, you let people come in. And we're like, yeah. People would like come up to us and be like, hey, can my friends come to this? Because we had two halves, two parties. And it was pretty damn fun, no doubt about it. She's the best. And I want to thank everybody for all the great comments. We truly appreciate them. I want to thank Team Tommy Mac. Please go to TommyMac.net. I'm throwing all of my content. This show will be on there probably tomorrow. Throwing all my content on the TommyMac.net website. We got the horse's mouth. All my celebrities are there. My Avery just did that for me. Avery McManus doing a great job. And all of my Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcasts there as well. TommyMac.net. You'll see Team Tommy Mac. You'll see all of my team, all the businesses that I represent. Please click on their logos. Check out their websites. It goes right to their website, embedded in the logo. And they're just fantastic, man. They're always there when you need them. You may not need them right away, but when you do, Team Tommy Mac is there for you. There's no question about it. If they weren't, they wouldn't be on Team Tommy Mac. You know what I'm saying? That's how it would go. All right, I got to go. The wife's looking through the mirror, or through the window. I got to get the chicken on the grill. I already prepped it, cut some fat off, left a little on, seasoned it up, and now I'm going to hit it on the new grill that I bought a couple weeks. Just, I live it at the beach. I don't invest in a bunch I got a nice grill. It's really nice. It was, I don't know what it was, $250, something like that. It's a nice grill, but it's just, with the salt and everything, to me, it's not even worth, spending a shit ton of money on that. But it's a beautiful grill, and I'm going to use it tonight, and I'm going to sip on more wine and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful evening. I hope it's beautiful where you guys are at, wherever you may be at. I hope it's a wonderful sunset and a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for all the love and support, and we'll see you on Friday, huh? We'll see you on Friday. Back in action, baby. Let's fucking go. I'm ready. Draft a week away. It's going to be an exciting night, going to be an exciting weekend. So I'll be there, ready to rock and roll for you, and I look forward to it. So until next time, be safe and be cool, and we'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Peace and love, everybody. Have a great night.